Welcome to Trivia Clips. Think you know the real king of rock and roll? This is part 1 of the Chuck Berry True or False Challenge. You have 5 seconds to answer each question, true or false. Let's test your knowledge about this guitar legend. 1. Chuck Berry was born in California. You have 5 seconds to answer, true or false. Correct answer, false. Chuck Berry was born in St. Louis, Missouri, in 1926. His Midwest roots influenced his music and lyrics. He grew up listening to blues, swing, and gospel. Those sounds shaped early rock and roll. St. Louis later honored him with a statue. 2. His real name was Charles Edward Anderson Berry. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. True, Chuck Berry was his stage name. Chuck was a casual version of Charles. He kept his full name private early on, but fans eventually learned the full name. He used it officially only in legal matters. 3. Johnny B. Goode was based on himself. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. True. The song tells the story of a country boy with dreams. Berry said it was inspired by his own life. The character was a reflection of his struggles and ambition. He even chose the name Goode after the street he lived on. It became his signature song worldwide. 4. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1999. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. False. He was inducted in 1986, during the Hall's first year. He was considered one of the founding fathers of rock. His influence on every rock guitarist was undeniable. Artists from the Beatles to AC/DC cited him. He was honored as a true pioneer. 5. Chuck Berry was famous for a dance move called the duck walk. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. True. The duck walk became his onstage trademark. He bent low and shuffled while playing guitar. It thrilled audiences around the world. Berry said he first did it to entertain a crowd. It became as iconic as his riffs. 6. He spent time in prison before becoming famous. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. True. In his youth, Berry was jailed for armed robbery. He served time in a reform school. Afterward, he turned to music to change his life. That troubled past shaped his grit and lyrics. He later faced more legal troubles as well. 7. Elvis Presley wrote many of Chuck Berry's hits. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. False. Chuck Berry wrote his own songs. Elvis covered some, but never wrote them. Berry's lyrics were witty, poetic, and full of attitude. He was both a guitarist and a brilliant songwriter. He paved the way for the rock storyteller. 8. Roll Over Beethoven was a tribute to classical music. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. False. It was actually a declaration of rebellion. Berry wanted rock to replace old traditions. He used Beethoven symbolically in the lyrics. It became a youth anthem in the 50s. The Beatles later made it a hit again. 9. He appeared in the movie Back to the Future. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. False. Chuck Berry didn't appear personally in the film, but his music was used in an iconic scene. Marty McFly played Johnny B. Goode on stage. A fictional cousin calls Chuck to let him hear it. It was a clever tribute to his legacy. 10. Chuck Berry once recorded with Keith Richards. You have 5 seconds to answer, true or false. Correct answer. True. Keith Richards idolized Chuck Berry. He helped organize Berry's 60th birthday concert. They performed together and had creative clashes. Richards respected Berry despite the tension. The concert was later released as a documentary. End of Part 1. How many did you get right? Stick around, because Part 2 reveals even more wild facts about Chuck Berry.